Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Rita, and I am the American Spaces Director at the U.S. Embassy, Ghana. I'm working together on this program with my colleagues, Andrew, the American Spaces Outreach Coordinator, and Archibald, the American Spaces Assistant. American Spaces provides access to current and reliable information about the United States through book collections, internet access, events, and activities for everyone. Normally, we'll be meeting face to face either at the American Center at the U.S. Embassy Ghana in Accra or American Corner in North Legon. But due to the global pandemic, spaces are temporarily closed. The good news is through virtual programming, we are able to reach beyond Accra. Would love to know where everyone is viewing from. In the comment box below, please type where you are viewing us from. Would like to know. Thanks to you all for joining today's program. During the session, kindly type all your comments or questions on the topic of the day in the comment box below. As part of the ongoing American Spaces Entrepreneurship Series, we have a very able lady in the person of Miss Angorkor Nai Kwade, and she will be discussing with us how you market and keep growing your business. Miss Angorkor Nai Kwade is the other half of the dynamic duo behind WearGhana Limited. As a co-founder and head of production, Angorkor has been trailblazing the fashion industry for the past 6 years. Here, together with her team of smart, resilient young individuals, they have, with their creative works and business activities, made the brand WearGhana into that which is fast becoming Ghana's fashion sweetheart. Their vision is to create a love mark for Africans and all who identify with African ideals. We thank you so much for making time to join us today and to have this wonderful discussion with us. Please join me in welcoming Miss Angorkor Nai Kwade. Please, Madam, you have the platform.
Hi, thank you very much, Rita, for that beautiful introduction. I'm very honored to be on this platform. Thank you. I'm very honored to be on this platform. Thank you very much to the U.S. Embassy for this opportunity. Thank you, Rita, like I said earlier on, for the beautiful introduction. And thank you to your team for everything for putting this together and making this successful already. So I'll go right into it. I will add a little bit to Rita's introduction about myself. I'm Angorkor Nai Kwade, like she said, and everything she said is exactly relevant. What I would like to add to it is that my personal background, I come from a diverse culture. I'm a little bit of Ewe, I'm a little bit of Ga. I was born in Nigeria. I've lived in Ghana all my life. I have friends from all over the world. So that's my definition of that, being a lot diverse.
That's good to know.
So I hope that's interesting to know about me.
Yes.
I will go straight into it and let's talk through the topic, how do you market and keep growing your business? I have a few points I put together and I believe you will find them extremely helpful, and they are very relevant for growing your businesses as entrepreneurs. So WearGhana, about the brand. What I've done, I'll tell you, is that for every slide, you see samples of our products. So that even as I talk you through it, you get a sense of exactly what I've been doing all these past 6 years and why I'm the right person to be speaking to this topic. So you see samples of our products as I go along, and I know you will absolutely love them. I will talk about the brand WearGhana, where I co-found WearGhana, and what we've been doing all this time. First of all, who we are, we are a clothing manufacturing company that makes the best clothing money can buy. I'm not just saying it, it's a fact. You should look at the clothing you're seeing right now. And we've been in business for the past 6 years. And since for the past 6 years, we've tried our hands at made to measure, and we've tried our hands also at retail. And that's where we are right now. We are running the retail model. It's working excellently because it fits very easily into our core ideology, which I'll be speaking more on as we go along. We make quality clothing. What motivates us, the reason why we exist, is that we believe that Africa can and must be self-sufficient. It's time. There are lots of other industries, there are lots of other individuals that are doing it. We are doing it through fashion. We are building a company, a world-class brand right here in Africa that will take care of, that will communicate quality, that Africans are capable, Africans are doing everything that everyone else is doing. So basically, this is what we are about. Fashion. Why fashion? The thing that most people probably don't think about when they think about clothing is they don't think about it as a tool for communication, but that's what it is. According to Dr. Albert Mehrabian, when we communicate, 7% of it is verbal, 38% is vocal, and more than 50% of that is 55% is visual. That 55% is where my fashion sits. So we are communicating constantly. What we wear, like it or not, is telling a story about us. And the thing about it to note, to always keep at the back of your mind, is that you see, people will see you, not everyone will speak to you. And even when they did, Dr. Mehrabian is telling us that it's only 7%. So while you're moving around, what you put on your body, the clothing that you actually put on your body, is speaking volumes for you. And so I'm in this space to make sure that what people want to say about themselves, they are wearing it on their bodies. And that's why fashion. Now, so I'm taking, this is the perspective I'm taking this topic from, how to market. Whenever people think of marketing in business, the first thing they think about is the technical, okay, do market research and know about the customer, the demographics, and all these words come out. I'm taking it from the perspective of, you have already done the initial marketing research and you have established, as a company that is already in existence, what will it take to remain relevant, to remain in the game, to stand out? Because for me, the fashion industry, as you already know, not just all over the world, just in Ghana alone, there are lots of people that are doing fashion in different ways. The tailor next door is doing fashion. So if you don't do something that's outstanding, really you will get lost, right? So how to remain relevant is what I want to speak to. And there I have outlined 7 topics, key points. And the first one is that you build a community around your brand. And the reason I start with that one is that that's what we did. That's how we started our business. That's how we launched. My business partner had a side gig when she was working in the corporate space, where she was taking orders of her customers and fulfilling them with tailors in the corner, around the corner. It did well, but she realized some of the struggles that she went through, and she decided, she saw the potential. She wanted to she wanted to grow it and make it bigger than it was. So and that is how I stepped in. I came in. I have a background in fashion construction. I went to Joyce Abibio for 1 year. And before that, I went to Achimota Secondary School, where I did clothing construction, clothing and textiles. And so I have a fashion background, and we felt confident that I'll be the best person for the job. By the grace of God, for 6 years, I have been the best person for the job. And so when we did that, on the day of the launch, when we started, actually, it was the community of friends and family that we started with. So we had, there was on social media, I'll talk about social media in a later slide, but there's a group on social media that supported us greatly when we launched the WearGhana brand. And it was amazing because on their shoulders, we have been able to grow. We have a current customer base of over 40,000, at least half of that are return customers. And it's because we have, one of the reasons, the main reasons is that we have built a community around people that, the people who find they can relate, they find they align, their interests and values align with ours. And so then that's the community that we are in. And so that's the first thing to notice, to note, build a community around your brand. And after you build a community, when you notice that it is doing well, what you don't want to do is ignore the customer or forget the parts that they played. You want to keep the community, your customers, the people that started with you, you need to keep them in the loop. You need to keep them updated. You need them to keep them informed about your progress. You need to keep them in the loop, really, right? So involve your customer community in your business activities, period. It's important. It generates loyalty, and loyalty grows your business. Another thing that you want to consider is personal branding. For personal branding, the thing to note about it is that, first of all, there is the business that you are branding. It's almost a given that the business has a lot of branding activities going on around it. But the people behind the brand have to consciously and intentionally, deliberately build and understand that what they do also, their values, their activities also is a brand that is riding, that the company, the business brand is riding on. And so the business brand as a brand and the individuals behind the brand, that's the founders or the owners of the business, their brand has to align with the business brand. So if your values, whatever the values for the business is, has to be the value of the company. So for example, at WearGhana, one of our main values is integrity. Another value is quality. Another value is collaboration. And you see it in different things. Quality, our products are high quality. You can see it in the slides. It's not just in the slides. There are a number of people who own this product. We get feedback all the time. We make sure that we are giving our customers their money's worth, right? Because that's what we are always advertising, that we stand for quality, and we deliver on quality. We do our best to deliver on quality. Collaboration, constantly you see us doing events and activations and things with other, partnering other companies and other brands and other events and so on. And the reason is that we value collaboration. We believe that together we can grow. It's not possible. I don't think it's possible I personally, and I believe a lot of people will agree, don't believe that it's possible to grow to a certain high skill if you don't work with people. And so it's important for us to collaborate, and that's one of our values. And so this is that you get, and like we all know, your personal branding is a vivid indication of what you have to offer. So, and it's the form of identification. Your personal branding helps you to stand out. And so you have to do it consistently and deliberately, and it has to align with the business brand. So the next thing is the product or service that you are offering. To ensure that you are offering, when you come from the perspective of the personal branding and the business branding, the product is the physical manifestation of what you are promising as a brand. So your product has to live up to that promise you've put out there. What are you offering? At WearGhana, we promise and we are offering quality. Another thing that's important in a product or service is that it has to be relevant to your customer or the target audience. You don't want a situation where you have a beautiful looking product. People can appreciate it from far and say, oh yeah, that's good looking, but they can't understand how it benefits them in any way. And so we constantly design to make sure that we are appealing to the personal needs of the personal appeals of people. The Gigi collection has about 7 different variations, a little more, but 7 different variations. As you go along, you will be seeing them. In there are items that you can dress up to formal events, and there are items that you can dress down to less formal, very informal dress events. You can accessorize and wear them to wear the Gigi to just step out. And you can accessorize, you can wear slippers or dress down to just step out. And you can dress it up to go to an event, like to go to your office, or even to go to a wedding, or to go to an evening gala. This one that you're looking at right here is called the long split. It's quite formal because it's a throw on, and you can wear whatever formal outfit under it and throw this on, and it works. So it's versatile. A lot of people relate to this design, all 7 designs. And we had the customer at the back of the usefulness of the product to the customer at the back of our minds when we were designing, when we were making the collection and all the variations on that. So quality and relevance of the product to the customer is key to your success. Now, another thing is the customer. You want to know the customer, your customer, the person who is patronizing you, the person who is giving you the thumbs up that what you are doing is good. The person whose resources you are using to grow. You want to get to know your customer as much as possible. First, by getting as much information from the customer as possible. Sometimes it might look, depending on how you do it and what you are asking for, it might seem invasive for a lot of people. So that people will be like, no, why do you need my phone number? Why do you need my email address and so on? But depending on how you take it, and we have learned over the years how to take information from customers without being invasive. One of the ways to do that is to promise and let them understand that it's safe. You are not using it for any other anything else apart from to hold that information so that you can get to know them better, and so that you can use it to meet their expectations, to provide value for them, really. And when you communicate this well, you will find that a lot of people are not as reluctant to give you their personal information. You need information like birthdays. You need information like family, people's status when it comes to are they single, are they married, do they have kids and stuff. It's important because you know what to sell to who, right? So you want to get to know your customer. And that's what we do at WearGhana. We make clothes for both men and women and children. You want to know the customer that has 2 kids, no kid, no wife, no family. When you're speaking to these individuals, you speak to them according to what their actual stories are. And another reason why you want to know your customer, like I said, you need to get their personal information to make them feel good. Now, the customer is making you feel good by patronizing your product. They are when you are selling, when you make that value proposition and you sell, and people come and say, yes, I want to buy your thing, you haven't ended it. That's not success until you give them something back. What do people want back? People need to be acknowledged that what you are giving me, I value it. So communicate it the best way you can. Communicate it by giving quality service. In speaking to your customer, let them know that you are my friend. I value your time with me, because there are other businesses out there that are doing what you're doing. They could have gone to. Why did they choose you? You need to take that very, very seriously and take your customers seriously. And when people realize that you see them, You are acknowledging them. You are acknowledging every effort they are putting in. That's another major way of winning loyalty. When you have loyal customers, it's a it's a good way to grow. It's one of the key ways to grow. So making your customers feel good is very, very, very important. The next step that I would um, talk about is technology. Why is technology important? Because it helps you be efficient. Something that would have taken you 3 hours, 1 day, 2 days, whatever. If you choose, when you identify the right technology, you realize that you will be able to get it done and done well. Take for example, when COVID hit, all activities went on Zoom. That's technology. So you don't have to drive all the way to someone's office or take a plane and go all the way to someone's country. Fairs are happening on Zoom, on Facebook Live, and so on. All this is made possible because of um, technology. You want to be efficient because you want to do things in a timely manner and in the best possible way. So constantly use technology, it will help with efficiency. Another thing is security. Now, in the past, for us at WearGhana, we use Google Office Suite, or that's Google Office tools, spreadsheets, Google Drive, and so on. What Google Drive does for you is that it says what you are working on in real time. So you don't have to use Word. What you have to do is that you have to constantly click save. And if you forget and the laptop, your power goes off or something happens, you lose the document that you suffered to do. But Google Drive is saving in real time. That's technology, and that's the security I'm talking about, because it's saving your product. You don't have to think about pen drive. Everything is in the cloud, and you're good. So technology is very, very important in growing the business. The next one to consider is growth and adaptation. You need to constantly have at the back of your mind to look for ways to improve on your knowledge and your skill. Growth for yourself, growth for your employee, your staff and your employees, growth for your entire team, right? Because society is dynamic. Things are moving on, and things are evolving. There's so much change happening so fast, and you need to get abreast with time. You need to be, the only way you can remain relevant is that you know what is happening in real time so that you can adapt quickly to suit it and appeal to your customers. As soon as you become obsolete, people can love you as much as they want, but you are not, you are not, you are not, you can't be used. You're not useful, right? And so then you are out of business. You want to keep being relevant, you want to keep being useful. And so try to find ways to grow, always stay informed so that you can adapt quickly and stay with the times. That's a culture you have to have for your company. The next thing we want to talk about is the focus. You keep the focus. And when I was talking earlier, I mentioned the core ideology and how you have to keep the core ideology in focus. And keep the, I have it here as keep the focus. And what it is the core ideology. Now, your core ideology is driven from two notions, your core purpose and your core values. At WearGhana, what do we value? We value quality, like I said. We value growth. We value trust, because it's important that our customers trust us. When we promise that we are giving them a something, our customers have to trust that we are delivering on what we deliver, so on what we promise. And so trust is very important for us. We value growth because you start from somewhere and you are going all the way up. We haven't gotten anywhere close to where uh, we are aspiring for, but we are on the exciting thing for us is that we are on the way and it looks good and we are grateful for it. So growth is important, and I spoke to it about it in the earlier slide, so we will all know it. Discipline in us is another thing that we take very seriously. Recently, my business partner and I were in a session, and she said something that's interesting. I feel like I can share, no problem. And she was like, "Say, you don't understand. As we both are sitting here, we don't have a lot of money." And he nodded like, yeah. And the reason is that we are making money as a business, not as much as we will be making, but we are making money. Every dime that comes into the company goes straight into the company, and that's the only way we grow, right? And so this we have identified when that it's not yet time to start reaping, it's time to keep sowing. And when the time comes to reap, it will come. It will be excellent. So the discipline of seeing the progress going on and knowing that that money does not belong to you. It belongs to the seed. You need to keep watering the seed to grow so that it will serve everyone, not just you, your employees, because we employ people. We are giving employment to young women. We're feeding families, really. We're doing all these things, and we need to keep the focus because a company is the thing that has to thrive to make this happen. So discipline is important. Collaboration, I spoke about it earlier. Quality, I talked about it earlier. And so these are some of the values we have. So that's our value. And then when you bring it together with our purpose, our core purpose, which is to build a love mark in Africa here. What we are doing is, in my intro, I said, WearGhana, we believe in Africa. We feel like that it is time that we take seriously working towards our self-sufficiency, where we are not going back to beg anyone to take care of us, but we are taking care of. We have what it takes. We have the resources, we have the manpower, we have everything that it takes. It's left for the mindsets and the actual work, the getting on the ground and getting the work done. That's what has to be done. And so our purpose, the reason that we are in business is to build a business that ultimately spreads across and helps and impacts different aspects of society and our life, people's life. So when you take the core purpose and the core value and put them together, it will spell out your core ideology. Now, you have to constantly keep your core ideology in focus. Now, the core ideology, another thing to note about it is it does not change. All things around it can change. The strategies you decide to choose, you use, the paths you decide to go on, task, etc. Everything, direction of the company will change, but the core ideology never, ever changes, right? The core ideology should be spelled out clearly, and you need to keep it in focus because it will help you to make decisions constantly. And those are the things that you need to note. Now, I'm done with the presentation. These are the 7 things that you should consider to grow your business. I would like to, before I say thank you in different languages that I speak, all the languages I speak are written here. I will like to say this. If you have a vision or a dream in mind to be an entrepreneur, a business owner, hard work is very important. Now, people say, we've all heard hard work all the time, and it's been said so much that it's become almost like a broken record and it's losing its power. But I'm sure there'll be a lot of synonyms for hard work. Hard work is hard work. A lot of hard work where you are doing what it takes to make sure that your business grows. Now, you will not be able to work hard if your body is not in good shape. A good soul and spirit rest in how do they say it? Let me leave that. But if your body is in good shape, that is when you'll be able to deliver on everything. You'll be able to think a certain way when you're in good shape physically. You are able to move and get certain things done in terms of ideas and creativity and meeting timelines and everything, just because your body is in good shape. Now are our bodies is a machine. We rarely think about it that way. When you are thinking about a machine, you want to make sure that you're using the right fuel for the machine. So understand your bodies and use the right fuel. Do the right things that will help your body help you. So this is my presentation. I hope it's been helpful, and I'm looking forward to questions. I'm very happy to answer all of them. Thank you.
This is wonderful. This is wonderful. We are so grateful for such brilliant work that you've done this afternoon. Thank you, Angorkor, for your time and the brilliant insight into how one can market and keep growing. No wonder your business is just growing. I see you spoke about it, and I can see it in the background. Your business keeps growing. Thank you so much. You shared great information, and I believe that our listeners have some questions for you. So, the viewers are always interested because they know that this is all about entrepreneurship. And we can see that you are an avid entrepreneur. And we love that. We love that. Your presentation is excellent. We thank you so much for this great insight. So the first question coming for you is, on a scale of 1 to 10, how relevant is word of mouth in a marketing strategy?
Word of mouth, yeah, it's on a scale of 1 to 10. I would say it's somewhere around between 6 and 8.
Wow,
it's very important. It's huge. So when somebody trusts, this is what happens. We all work with we all want referrals for things, especially that we don't have any experience with. We want referrals from people that we trust. Even if we don't trust them, we just want to know that someone has experienced this and can say something about it. If someone has experienced you and the person says, no, this is what's going to happen, it's damaging, because even if the person, and that rarely happens, even if the person decides, no, my friend has said this, but I'm going to try them anyway, a seed has been planted in their minds, and they're going to come to your company very, very critical, right? So on a scale of 1 to 10, I would say that between 6 and 8, word of mouth is very, very strong. And so we should have that at the back of our minds when we are serving our customers, to make sure that each and every one person that we serve is going to be the mouthpiece of positive advertisement for us when they speak about us.
That's a great answer. Thank you for that great response. And I believe viewers will agree with you, because I do agree with you. That is very, very important. When I want to get an electronic product, I always want to do reviews. I read reviews about the products before I go in. So when I read a few reviews and I see, no, it's not going well, I don't even want to go there. So I think I do agree with you, and our listeners also do agree with you. And I will go by your scale between 6 to 6.
You agree?
6 to 8. Okay.
You agree?
Between 6 and 8, it's very important.
Perfect.
I agree with you on that. So another listener wants to know, you spell very well, and they can see that you have a lot of passion for what you're doing. So the question that is coming next for you is, what sustains your passion for what you do?
What sustains my passion? Okay, does the person want to know the passion for the business of the fashion as Angorkor the brand?
Your business. What's the business? What sustains your passion?
Passion for the business. So the passion. So another thing that's important that I put out here right now is that we believe in women empowerment. So about 90 to 95% of our staff is women, and it's been that way for all these 6 years. It's just recently that we got 2 men to add it. Before that, it was 100% men. And it was 100% women. And the reason is that we believe in empowering women. We believe that in giving women an equal playing field so that they can also, we are all the same really. And it's strange for me, that's the word I'll use, that we live in a society where there's a difference in gender, there's a difference, or there are different allocation of opportunities and resources just because you're a certain gender. It's not necessary, and we are working towards a future. Hopefully it's immediate. I don't know how immediate that will be, but hopefully it's immediate such that there's going to be equality, like genuine, legitimate equality, where women don't have to say it. It's a given. And so to answer your question, it's that passion for strengthening women. It's the passion for fashion. Wow. Like I said, fashion is communication. It's a passion for Africa, working towards self-sustainability for Africa. The passion for looking good, right? We are communicating. What we want to communicate is that we are creatives. We like to look good. We like to be healthy.
Personal branding,
we like
right?
to be attractive. Yeah, personal branding. So these are some of the things that drive us here in Ghana. The personal brand and the business brand both. But these are the things that drive our passion. The passions behind our.
Excellent. Awesome. That explains it, because you always wear a smile. And I believe that even when the going is tough, you still wear that beautiful smile. Thank you for that awesome answer. Thank you. And I believe that our viewers are learning from you. Yes, you must wear that smile. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Another question is coming for you. And be adaptable. Is it advisable? Right. Is it advisable to diversify one's business completely?
I would say diversify completely is what's throwing me was. I'd say that's not safe, because what I believe in is in focus. The thing that focus does for you is that it makes you a master in the field that you train in, you choose. When you decide to do something in particular, the more you do it, the better you get at it. So you want to choose a number of things, or one thing or whatever, focus on it and make sure that you are an expert at it. He said, jack of all trades, master of none. Is not, if you are known to do a lot of things, it's not as good as if you are known to do a few number of things exceptionally well, right? So if you are diversifying completely, and I wouldn't say it's advisable, but you have to always have at the back of your mind that you need to be adaptable. This is what I mean by adaptability. All sorts of things can happen. You need to know your industry and what's your industry, how an industry can bend to the changing scenes of life. So the fact that you're doing fashion, something happens and maybe it's impacted your business or something, and then you maybe decide, oh, I've thrown it away. I'm going to be say something that's completely unrelated to fashion. You can do it, and I'm sure you come up with very good ways of doing it, but you have to start from scratch. And what if you started doing fashion and you were a master? You might struggle in that other place. So adapt, but you don't want to diversify. You don't want to move away completely from what your focus is.
Thank you. So, thank you for that awesome answer. Wonderful. You must remain focused. While you are growing. You must remain focused. Thank you for that beautiful answer. Sister Esiba Kwesi wants to know on customer confidentiality. I think you did mention something about customer confidentiality. And Sister Esiba wants to know, how do you keep customers' information from theft?
From theft. Okay.
Yes.
So we, like I said when I was talking about, when I spoke to the technology points on my presentation, we have a place where we save all of our information, right? Our main tool is Google Drive. Now, we have other systems that have been designed for us to work with, and we have them properly saved, and we have security measures around those. Another main thing that we do is that all of us employees, like any regular company, are under confidentiality. We're bound under employee confidentiality. And this is why we will get our customers' information and not go and divulge, for example, or use it elsewhere. We can't, we are not allowed to. So the information is safe. And then with regards to theft, it's also safe because we have put security measures around it so that all our customer informations are kept and protected and well protected.
Thank you. Thank you. Wonderful. That's a fantastic answer. The questions keeps coming because you are giving us more information. Then our viewers want to know more about entrepreneurship and especially marketing, how to market and grow their business. So we keep having the questions. So I'll pass another question on to you. Is having a brand ambassador an effective and efficient marketing strategy?
I would say yes, it is. We don't choose to do brand ambassador. We have not what we do is we use influential marketing, where we use influencers, so mainly social media influencers. We don't do brand ambassadors because a lot too much is tied to them, and they're human beings. And so if anything happens to them, it could affect your brand negatively. So we don't do brand ambassadors, but we do influencers.
Security, right?
Yes.
You want to be very sure that you're safe in the
Yes,
fashion
exactly.
industry.
In the fashion
That's a
industry,
great
yes.
one. That's a great one.
Okay.
Another viewer wants to know if you can share with us about 3 of your effective promotional strategies.
Effective promotional strategies.
Strategies.
Okay,
I think this
so
question just it's a follow up to the one you just answered. You answered it beautifully. So the person wants to know if you can share about 3. Thank you.
okay. So what the things that we do, the first thing is, like I said, the personal branding. We ourselves are brands. And whenever we
Wow.
step out, we are wearing our clothing. It's like a policy. We wear our clothes when we step out, and we don't just wear it, we wear it right, so that people see it and understand that, oh, wait, right? Always, it's deliberate, it's not by accident. So our personal brands, that's one of the ways that we promote. The second thing we use, like I said earlier, for influencers. And social media was a place that we launched. Our biggest platform is social media. And so when you hear us speak, usually it's social media influencers that we are using. So we use social media influencers. Celebrity endorsements would be the third one I'll mention. We have celebrities who have who are wearing and have worn our things. For those, if I had the opportunity, I would have added um, in the slides pictures of the celebrities who have worn our clothes. It's on our platform, it's on our social media platforms. So Chami Kwame wears our things. Boris Kujo, the American actor, wears our things. Bosoma St. John's wears our clothing. Yes, please. Presenters, corporate executives, and so on. All these people wear our clothing. So celebrity endorsements, personal branding as personal brands, and then the last but not the least, the influencers, social media influencers. There's more, but these three are good.
Okay. That's a great answer. We thank you so much for those excellent responses we are having from you. It is wonderful that you are kindly sharing your strategies with us. We are so grateful. We are so grateful
thank you.
for that. We are so grateful for that.
Right.
Another question is coming for you. What has been the most challenging moment in marketing your products?
Challenging moments.
Yes. What has been your most challenging moment in marketing your product that you can share with us? At least one, or if you want to share one or two, we'll be fine with that.
Okay. So okay, so we're talking marketing. I would what sales can be very easily linked to marketing. And one thing about selling is usually the location where we are hasn't, since we started, we haven't had the most accessible locations. We have found a way around it, but we would have been even better off if we were in a more accessible area. Things like, okay, the place is far, the road is not good, and so on, makes it a little harder to reach. But it makes it such that we have to put in more work, much more work to get our product out there, because it's not, our physical presence is not easy to access. But we have found ways, very brilliant ways around it, which is working. We stock other shops. We do deliveries, for example. So you order, you don't have to come all the way. We will deliver. We've partnered. You remember I said that partnership and collaboration is a value that we value that. So we've partnered other delivery companies so that they handle taking the orders around, so the customers don't have to come around. So convenience, they're taking care of making buying from us convenient for the customer. Like I said, we stock shops. But what we do is that we use social media to market our product, so that when it comes to delivering to the customers, we are using these processes, other outlets to send to the customer. So some challenges when it has come to marketing. Well, these are some of this is the one thing that I will like to share today.
Wow, that's good to know. That's good to know. And these challenges, we're happy to hear that you're doing all your best to overcome it. And actually, I think you said you have found even brilliant ways of overcoming them. And that's one thing we want to hear. That's so encouraging. It's so inspiring. And I believe that entrepreneurs would also take a clue from that you don't end it there when you're having challenges, but you find brilliant ways around it to get to grow. Yes, thank you. You're giving us good information. We are so privileged. Thank you. So, the next question, the questions keep coming, so I'll keep passing them on to you. How do you handle a new product launch that's slightly different from your main offering? Sometimes you may get a request or something that is slightly, so how do you do that?
Okay, so with the question, do you mean requests? When people say, okay, I want this, you haven't publicized, you haven't said that you're making this, but I want it. Can you make it for me? How do we handle that? Is that what you mean by launch?
How do you handle that?
Okay, so we make clothing, and what it is that when people find that they are happy with what we do, or the quality of our product or the design, they come back and say, okay, by the way, I have this, do you have another thing? Or will you look at this, for example, and make it for me? Our operations are such that we are set up to run very efficiently. And for that reason, we don't we are not open to all styles and every style and all products, right? We have set up deliberately, and we go according to a certain process or plan. So when a customer approaches us and says, okay, this is what I need you to do, most of the time, the first thing we do is to encourage them to consider our product, what we are offering, our current offering. Usually it works where the person says, okay, good, excellent, let me have it. But those times where the person says, yes, I get it, this works, I have it already, but I want another one. There are times that we have referred them to somebody else, a local company that makes the same product. And that's excellent for us because, like I said, partnership for us is important. Collaborations, partnerships, it's important for us. So then we will refer somebody else who does it very well for the customer. And so it hasn't been a challenge at all. Most people understand when you say, okay, I make this. And so usually questions don't come around that. But when it does, we find a way around it. And another thing is also that people will give you the idea of what they want. When you hear that your customers have mentioned over a period of time a certain product that will appeal to them, you listen and then you consider developing it for them. In those times, we gather the information, right? The information that the customer has given us. And then we see how many people have asked for the same type of product. And then we come up with a design like that because the public has spoken and the public is saying that this product will do well, will appeal to us, we will buy it. So we start developing the product development for that product so that we can give it back we can make our customers happy, can give it back to them. Yes,
wow. Thank you. Thank you. So I believe from your answer, I believe that you are not open to just doing everything.
That's right. We don't do just everything. We have to. It's if you want to scale and be efficient, it's important that you run your factory or your business a certain way. That's what we've come to realize. Because when we started, we were doing made to measure. We were open. That's what we said. Anything you want, we will do it for you. And we realized it's not as simple as that. So we had to remodel our processes, and then we decided to do this. So we want to scale and grow. And so that's why it's important to go on this track.
That's fantastic. Great strategy to note. So you should always remain focused. Great strategy to note. Excellent. Excellent. I am so grateful for you to share all these information. It's wonderful. It's wonderful. Fantastic. Fantastic. I believe our entrepreneurs have gained a lot this afternoon. Before we wrap up the program, can you kindly leave some advice with entrepreneurs in Ghana?
Advice. The first thing that will come it's not the only thing, but it's
something that you would want everybody to learn from you this afternoon.
What I've noticed is that the average Ghanaian, our culture is such that we hoard. We feel like we are the ones doing it. And so we are not willing to share, to invite someone else in because there's a fear that the person would steal your idea and run with it. And to me, what I notice is that it's rather keeping us stifled and we are not able to grow. I want to say that other entrepreneurs, as much as possible, if you can collaborate, if you can come together and build and do something together, you will grow. You will get bigger results than if you were doing it alone or with a smaller team and with just your idea. Try to open up to other people's ideas and other people's ideas, really, so that we can all come together and big, huge businesses from Africa here. It's important. It's time we started doing that. And that's the one thing that's in our way. Nobody will steal your idea. Even if they steal it, they can't execute it as well as you do, right? And for those who are stealing the ideas, it's not necessary. Don't steal it. You can be creative on your own also. Rather respect people's work by not stealing the work, right? And try as much as possible to show some level of trust so that people can try some level of some level of showing that you can be trusted, right? So that people can trust you and work collaboratively with you, because we need huge companies from Africa to take care of Africa. So I think that's what I can say to other entrepreneurs.
Okay. Great partnership enhance your business, right? So you need to forge great partnerships so that you can keep growing your business. I agree with that. The soulmanship business ideas, we should forge partnerships so that we can grow our businesses. Thank you so much. Thank you,
Thank
Angorkor, for
you.
your time and the brilliant insights into how we can market ourselves, our brands, and keep growing our business. Great information. Know whether your products are in demand beyond Ghana. Thank you for sharing your
Thank you
marketing
too for
strategies,
having
and
me.
thank you for sharing your marketing strategies. You
Yes. So for those who want to reach out to us
before
on social
ending
media,
today's program. Okay, you're on social media.
yeah, so we're on
Okay,
social
thank
media. We
you.
have a
Thank you
website,
for that.
WearGhana. Feel free to reach out.
Okay. Okay, thank you. Thank you for the extra information. Before
Thank
ending
you too.
today's program, I would like to tell you about an online resource that you may find helpful, eLibrary
Right.
USA. The
Okay.
eLibrary USA is a state-of-the-art digital library with 9 premier electronic databases. That includes digital newspapers, magazines, journals, videos, and dissertations. Usually, this resource is only available to use in person at our American spaces, but with the global pandemic resulting in the closing of the American spaces, we are opening access to this amazing resource to the public to support a thorough research. Sign up using the link that can be found in the comment box below. It takes less than 2 minutes for you to sign up. It doesn't take much time. So please, to support your research, and it covers a whole lot of subjects, including entrepreneurship. So you can get so many information on different subject areas, including entrepreneurship. So please sign up and have access. Once you sign up, you will get your login details within 24 hours. You will get a login details that you can use to enter the database. And once you are in the database, trust me, you can get lots and lots of information. And that concludes our program today. Please follow us on Facebook at US Embassy Ghana for more amazing virtual programming. Thank you all for joining us today. Until next time, stay safe, observe all personal hygiene protocols, practice social distancing, and wear a mask in public. Thank you all. Thank you all.
Thank you, Rita, for having me. Bye, everyone.